nous allons maintenant passer à la remise d'un prix international. Pascal, tu veux en dire quelques mots? Parce que prix international qui a été créé par Margot Lamourou, ici présente, et Jonas Tophoven, présent également, et moi-même. Nous l'avons lancé il y a 7 ans. C'est le 7e prix international d'architecture bois. C'est l'unique prix international d'architecture bois qui existe. Et je suis très heureuse d'accueillir Anne-Sophie, Gouyen, rédactrice en chef de Séquences Bois, qui va nous présenter ce prix international d'architecture bois 2025. Merci Anne-Sophie.
Bonjour à toutes et tous. Je suis ravie de présenter ce prix pour lequel j'ai été jury pour la 3e année consécutive. Donc, il s'agit de la 7e édition du Prix International Architecture Bois. Il a été notamment aussi imaginé pour réunir les rédactions de la presse spécialisée sur le bois. Et franchement, ça marche parce qu'on a mangé ensemble ce midi et ça, c'est déjà une réussite. Donc merci à Margot d'avoir imaginé ce prix et à Jonas et Nicole de le faire perdurer. Et aussi merci à Eva qui œuvre souvent dans l'ombre pour la bonne organisation. Alors qu'est-ce que c'est exactement ce prix ? En fait, c'est une distinction qui récompense l'accomplissement d'une réalisation d'excellence dans le domaine de l'architecture bois et qui participe à la coopération interpays en impliquant les revues suivantes. Donc Linium pour la Suisse, Mikado pour l'Allemagne, PU Info pour la Finlande, TRA pour la Suède et Séquences Bois pour la France. Alors ici, il n'y a pas de grand appel à projet ou participation. Les projets sont choisis directement par les rédactions de ces 5 revues spécialisées. Et c'est à travers toutes les catégories de programmes confondus. Il y a quand même quelques critères de sélection. Donc l'insertion urbaine et paysagère, le positionnement architectural, l'originalité et l'innovation, interprétation des contraintes et des exigences du programme, recours judicieux au bois, souci du détail, qualité de la mise en œuvre, durabilité du bois dans la conception, organisation efficace, adaptation aux solutions thermiques et acoustiques et respect du budget. Chaque rédaction propose donc 3 projets de son choix. Et ensuite, on a 1 mois pour consulter l'ensemble des réalisations. Et il nous est demandé d'accorder 3 notes de 1 à 3 pour les projets qui ont retenu notre attention, ce qui fait une série de projets nominés sur lesquels nous attarderons lors du jury, où chacun du coup, des rédacteurs en chef présente les projets qu'il a soumis. Et à l'issue de ce jury, on revote pour les projets à nouveau, ce qui modifie très souvent le classement et donc le grand lauréat. Donc, je vais passer très rapidement sur les lauréats des années précédentes pour que vous ayez un aperçu. Donc, en 2018, le Talwood House à Vancouver de Acton Austri Architect et Herman Kaufmann. En 2019, la salle polyvalente de Le Vaud. Je pense que je vais à peu près manger la moitié des noms. De l'architecte Laurent Saurer de Local Architecture et de l'ingénieur bois Marcel Rechsteiner de Ratio Bois. En 2021, le siège du groupe Swatch à Bienne de Shigeru Ban et Bloomer Lehmann. En 2022, le centre culturel Sarah à Sekelfeld de White Architecture. En 2023, la crèche Martha Wendeling à Tutsula à Helsinki de AFKS Architects. Et l'année dernière, le seul projet français qui avait été lauréat, la réhabilitation de la piscine communautaire de Saint-Méan-le-Grand de Rome Architectes. Donc on va passer aux nominés de cette année, que je vais présenter un peu plus longuement. Donc il y en a 7. Le premier, c'est le pavillon jardin de Atelier du Pont. Donc, c'est un bâtiment de bureau au sein du parc de la Villette qui mêle 2 structures, l'une en béton et une structure générique en bois, qui permet de franchir des portées de 12 mètres pour libérer des espaces intérieurs autour d'un atrium lumineux pour les rencontres et les événements. Et il y a un souci du détail qui s'étend, je sais plus, moi j'ai pas mis de photo intérieure, il y a un souci du détail qui s'étend jusqu'au mobilier qui a aussi été dessiné pour être flexible et accueillant. Ensuite, on a le Residential Buildings de Papelhof. Bon, alors là, je ne vais pas réussir à dire le nom des archis. Rolf Mühlthaler, Architekten. Donc ça, il s'agit d'un projet de densification d'un projet résidentiel d'Hector Heger qui a été construit entre 1939 et 1949 avec une approche de valorisation du déjà là. Il fait l'objet donc d'une rénovation respectueuse et d'une densification maîtrisée qui combine la conservation du bâti existant, mais aussi des constructions neuves dans un style cohérent et avec une adaptation aux besoins contemporains. Ensuite, on a le Katajonokan Laituri de Antinen Oiva Architect. Donc ça, c'est le nouveau siège social de Stora Enso. Et c'est un bâtiment en bois qui mêle bureaux et hôtels sur le front de mer historique d'Helsinki. Il prend en compte les conditions spécifiques du site, telles que les risques d'inondation et le contexte historique. Et il offre des espaces avec une grande attention à l'acoustique notamment et à la lumière naturelle. Le Gutierrez, c'est le Building Retrofit de Keldanger Snowberg. C'est une transformation d'une ancienne fonderie industrielle à Malmö, en Suède, en siège social pour la compagnie Holti, qui réinvente cet ancien bâtiment industriel en réutilisant massivement des matériaux récupérés et aussi du bois, évidemment, qui est largement utilisé pour les structures intérieures et les aménagements. Et donc ça allie patrimoine et modernité pour créer des espaces de travail flexibles et lumineux. Est-ce qu'on doit encore présenter le centre aquatique olympique ? Je ne pense pas, je vais juste dire deux mots. Donc il se distingue par son immense toiture concave qui est construite avec des catènes de 90 mètres de portée. Et le dessin, la fabrication, la mise en œuvre de ces poutres tendues résulte d'une prouesse technique de la part de tous les acteurs du projet qui ont fait de ce bâtiment une véritable cathédrale dédiée au sport aquatique. La passerelle des buissons de RBCH Architect. Donc en franchissant la Trême, cette passerelle propose une nouvelle liaison entre les habitations au sud des berges et le centre-ville de Bulle, au nord. C'est un parallépipède qui est ajouré aux arêtes arquées et sa structure est une réinterprétation contemporaine de poutres treillis et c'est labellisé bois suisse. Et enfin, le Childhood Care Center de Guillaume Ramilien Architecture. Ça, c'est un projet qu'on a publié dans le dernier Séquences Bois, donc je vais reprendre les mots de la journaliste qui avait écrit l'article. À 2 pas du périphérique parisien, Guillaume Ramilien vient d'achever un pôle petite enfance, 7 ans après avoir remporté le concours. Dans un contexte urbain difficile, le bâtiment forme un cloître triangulaire autour d'un jardin intérieur inattendu. À travers cette prise de site, l'architecte dote les usages intérieurs d'une spatialité stimulante pour les enfants et d'une relation immédiate au paysage. Voilà, donc on a dû choisir entre tous ces projets qui ont effectivement rien à voir en termes de programme, de dimension et d'usage. Donc on a longuement débattu. Et le lauréat 2025 est Katajonokan Laituri, le Stora Enso Head Office de Antinen Oiva Architect, que je vais inviter à venir présenter le projet.
Célina Antinen, vous allez nous rejoindre. Oui, sur scène. Merci beaucoup. Et tu vas lui remettre, bien entendu, aussi bien à l'architecte qu'à la société Stora Enso, qui a vraiment œuvré dans ce sens. C'est Alice qui nous rejoint, je crois, oui. Voilà, merci beaucoup. Tu viens de l'autre côté ? Et attendez, c'est pas fini. Je souhaite aussi que Margot Lamourou et Jonas Topoven viennent nous rejoindre pour un petit prix. Oui, vous pouvez remettre ça, oui, pour les deux. Il faut toujours, voilà, penser au bon vin français. Hein? Voilà, et merci les deux fondateurs de ce prix international. Merci beaucoup Anne-Sophie. C'était génial la présentation. On reste avec vous et on donne la parole d'abord à Célina Antinen pour sa présentation de son projet. Do you want to help to do it yourself? It's okay?
It's okay.
That's okay.
It's okay. Okay. I can leave it here. Yeah, it's okay.
And you speak in English, huh?
I speak in English.
Der Vortrag wird in Englisch gehalten. Je parle déjà allemand. Elle va faire sa présentation en anglais. Pour ceux qui veulent prendre la traduction en français, il y a bien sûr les écouteurs à l'extérieur avec une traduction en français. There will be a translation in French.
Okay, thank you so much. And we have 25 minutes now for that.
20,
okay. I try to be fast. Okay. So thank you, Anne-Sophie, and all the others for the kind introduction and the beautiful words. It's truly a pleasure to be here in Paris in this beautiful location. And on behalf of our entire team, I would like to thank the organizer of this forum and as well all the jury members who took part in the evaluation of this award. So warm thanks to the representatives of Tre, Mikado, Lignum Bois, and Séquences Bois magazines. And I would like to congratulate and thank also all the other nominees. It was a pleasure to see the high level of the nominees this year. And I think this great group of candidates shows the quality and versatile potential of wood architecture. A project of this complexity requires extensive expertise and competence and success across all different areas of the project. So collaboration and teamwork is the key. And although we in Finland have a long and beautiful tradition and recent examples of wood construction, building of this scale that Katajanokat-Laituri represents are very few in urban conditions. So this project has been pioneering in many ways. So on behalf of our entire wide-ranging team, it's a great honor to receive and share this recognition. And I would also like to extend my thanks to all the professionals and parties involved, the clients, all the designers and builders who contributed to this project. And I think we have our project management team here as well, so thank you to make everything possible. This project had an exceptionally tight schedule. The architectural competition, city planning phase, the design and construction were all completed within 4 years, which, given the complexity of the task, can be considered a small miracle, at least in Finnish conditions. So it requires not only expertise, multidisciplinary expertise, but also shows the importance of asking the right questions at the right time. So already at the competition stage, which was held in 2020, the environmental goals were set at an exceptionally high level. Here the clients, Varma, and the main user, Stora Enso, played a significant role together with the city of Helsinki. And these well-prepared starting points have guided the project throughout the entire process and can be seen in the final outcome as well. And when talking about the building, one cannot emphasize too much the site. It's very unique. It's centrally located in Helsinki South Harbour in a nationally significant cultural environment. The buildings in the neighborhoods are such like Presidential Palace, Helsinki Cathedral, and Orthodox Barracks of Helsinki. And the building's main user, Stora Enso, also had a long history on this Katajanokka Peninsula before, because their previous home was the good site building done by Alvar Aalto in 1962. And the site is technically very challenging. It has difficult grounding conditions, harsh maritime climate, acoustical challenges from the harbor and boats, and it's located below the flooding level, so the questions of resilience were important as well. And it's as well harsh harbor dockland, and an important starting point was to integrate nature into the design. So as I already told, there was an international competition behind this design, and there was already very progressive environmental values and climate goals presented in the competition. So the whole project has been guided by the objective of minimizing climate impacts over a long life cycle and make the best use of renewable resources and materials. So the aim was to achieve a long lifespan, flexibility in use, versatile functionality, reduced carbon footprint, and energy efficiency. And for these reasons, wood was the main construction material, and as well we followed this biophilic design principles. It is as well a wooden building in a stone city. Whole the peninsula of Helsinki is built out of stone. So the competition was to show how a large-scale wood construction could be used in historically layered, sensitive and demanding environment to create more sustainable urban development. So the building follows the grid and scale of the existing city. This part of Helsinki used to be closed for harbor activities, and now it starts to reopen for public use. And here is an image that shows the different historical layers of the environment nearby the building. And the idea was to create sort of calm, quiet presence. It's one of the everyday buildings, although it's a nice building, it's still everyday environment, and the cathedrals and museums, they rise above this low horizon of Helsinki. And it's very visible for many directions, and from the building there are magnificent views towards the archipelago and the city center. And it is as well very visible in the everyday life of Helsinki people, so you can see it from many directions when moving in maritime Helsinki. And we wanted to create a very strong sense of place and identity, sort of new locality. And when designing the building, we were equally inspired by the historic urban context and the new building material and its relationship to nature. So how to bring the wood into this stone city context. And these two elements can be thought even contradictory to each other, but we tried to create sort of beautiful symbiosis in between them, and it was very inspiring. And the building has different scale when approaching from different locations and seeing from different viewpoints inside the city. But once you approach the building, you don't immediately recognize it's a wooden building, because primarily it tries to respect the historical context. So the exterior of the building is made of natural stone. We try to use as much natural materials as possible, and glass and recycled aluminium. And of course, a hint of wood can be seen from the exterior as well. But once you approach the building inside, you definitely know that you are inside the wooden building. And in Finland, we have quite strict regulations for fire regulations. And we made a big effort and work to make the structures of the building as visible as possible inside the building. So here you can see the main building elements, CLT and LVL, in the main aula. And this lobby is connecting the different users of the building, but as well the visitors and then the neighborhood people who live there. So it's a public open lobby for everyone. And we tried to use the wood in as versatile way, inclusive way, to show that different species of wood and natural materials can be beautiful together. And just some information about the building. It's 4-story height, and it's gathered around the light. So there are 3 light atriums or light wells that all the spaces are organized around them. And all the above ground structures are wood. And as there was the idea about the long lifespan and the flexibility, so light is one of the main building materials in this building, and therefore these light wells and atriums are important when orienting inside the building. And there's as well rooftop terrace and the underground cellar made of concrete, and it's below sea level. And the building acts as a flood barrier before whole the southern Helsinki will be raised up 1 meter above. So it's a temporary flood barrier and building sort of resilience to this area as well at the same time. And it's a hybrid building, so there are 2 main users, hotel and Stora Enso headquarters. It's a hotel of 164 rooms, as well conference spaces, cafes and restaurants, and open facilities toward the neighborhood. And here you can see the maybe the most recognizable space in the middle. And there we use the fire simulation to be able to leave so much exposed wood visible. But we tried to keep the surfaces as natural as possible, so very little fire protection was used in the building, only some natural wax and UV protection on top of the CLT elements and LVL as well inside the building. Here are some images from this light void and the space, its form, it's changing its character every day and every hour when the sun is changing and day is changing. So it's sort of like a solar watch or kind of showing the passing of time inside the building. There are some views from the main lobby. There's this circular bench that is an like waiting area and exhibition area for Stora Enso visitors. And you can see the versatile use of different wood species. We used ash and spruce for the finishing of the surfaces. And in the interior design, we used local materials and local like finish design from different decades. And the idea about this natural materials that tolerate patina and time is going through whole the building and the interior and furnitures as well. So idea of easy repair, reuse of some furnitures, and like beautifully aging materials. And it's a combination of industrial production and craftsmanship. The story of Stora Enso is told in the middle aula by these glass sculptures made by Bazenit. So there is a combination of beautiful handcraft works and then this industrial, more relaxed atmosphere. A picture from the main staircase once you approach the office premises on the second floor. And here you can see the second floor plan. On the right side, the hotel side, and the left side, Stora Enso more open premises. So it's an adaptable, flexible working space, and this floor is mainly for visitors. And the idea about combining interior and exterior to follow the biophilic design principles, but as well to create the best possible working spaces was important. And here you can see the reflection of the previous headquarters made by Alvar Aalto in the windows of this terrace. And the main aula where the office spaces are gathered around, and the idea of sustainability goes from the building material to the details and as well for the loose furniture. There's a lot of furniture that has been reused, reupholstered inside the building. So it's the ideology that travels all the different scales inside the building. Some views of how the light and views traverse the building, and some details about the furnitures from Stora Enso collections that we were happy to be able to use these collections inside the new interior as well, and as well to art, to have different historical layers inside the new building as well. All the places and spaces are made for work, so there are very different kind of working conditions and spaces inside the building. And then some fixed furnitures, we used a lot of spruce, like local spruce, and there are some tailored details that are visible in the building as well. And then this is an image from the more enclosed, working areas from the third floor. And there, I think you can see the beauty of LVL that has been used for beams and pillars inside the building, and the idea that the imperfections and the natural variation of the material contains the beauty in itself. Some other views inside the working spaces, and the relaxed and sort of diverse character of LVL beams and pillars. And then these service spaces, small kitchens in the floors, they all follow the similar idea about the materiality. We have been using as much natural materials as possible, such as linoleum for secondary spaces. And then about the landscape architecture, as I said, on this harsh dockland, the idea about bringing the biodiversity and resilience into this like quite hardly built stone city was important as well. We had like beautiful landscape architecture company working with us. And there's a birch grove where the hotel spaces are opening their windows. And then on the rooftop, there's an open like coastal meadow and terraces and relaxation areas and exercise areas and cafe. And this is a sketch from landscape architects about the variation of colors and this archipelago meadow vegetation. And here you can see the final outcome of it. So even though we have very short term for plants to grow in Finland, we were surprised how fast the life settled on this terrace, and the flora and fauna was already in bloom in July after only 1 month of growing there. So there's a unique space to watch the neighborhood of South Harbour of Helsinki to develop. And I will maybe finish with the last image, which kind of summarizes the idea about the contextuality and the idea in between the building and its neighborhood. And I will pass the word for Teemu now. I was speeding a little bit up because I think we are running a bit late. And Teemu will tell a little bit more about the technical ideas about the building, and then Antto from Stora Enso will finish with Stora and the perspectives.
Beautiful presentation. Thank you very much, Selina.
Good evening also from my side. The buildings, above ground structures, utilize standard industrial prefabricated massive wood products. The bossed beam slab frame and the structure for the facade are made of laminated veneer lumber. The inner walls and lift and staircase shafts that stiffen the structure, as well as the floor and roof structures, are made of cross-laminated timber. This structural wood has been left exposed as much as possible. 100 years functional lifetime defined for load-bearing structures in whole building. Modular measurements for column grid is approximately 6.3 meters times approximately 8 meters. The structural system and the design principle of the spaces allow for maximal adaptability of the interior for possible changes in future and as long life cycle as possible. The structural components are highly prefabricated with final surface treatment, natural colored wax already on top. The development of legislation in Finland in fire safety requirements during the last 20-30 years has made urban scale wood buildings possible. In Kateonakan-Laituri, fire classification class is P2, as load-bearing structures are all wood. Just few exceptions to local requirements. This principle of 20% exposed load-bearing wood structures where no fire retardant treatments used in any wooden structural components, mostly using over-dimensioning and charring for fulfilling the demands. Fire safety of main lobby and lamella structures are confirmed through simulations and calculations. Whole building, meaning 23,000 square meters, is protected with automatic sprinkler system. Building has been designed to acoustical class B, which means high demands for sound insulation and sound absorption. Hybrid use building, where we have hotel, restaurants, conference, office and gym spaces, sets varying demands, and those have been fulfilled by layered surface structures on walls and intermediate floors. All floors have raised and openable floor system, also for easy flexibility and technical distribution in office areas, for example. Also, environmental demands were set high by project. Office building has A class in energy efficiency. It also was a test project for Green Building Council Finland's piloting of carbon emission calculations that are nowadays mandatory according to new Building Act in Finland. Energy efficient HVAC systems with high level energy circulation have been used. We have district water-based cooling and heating systems, and also solar panels on top of building for local energy production. The building's close proximity to the sea means that extensive flood protection has been implemented as part of the building. As the first block redeveloped on the Katajanokka waterfront, this site spearheads the reinforcement and raising up of the entire embankment. Ground floor level 3.4 fulfills future demands for possible sea level rising. Basement, where all technical rooms, storages, maintenance areas and robotic parking are located, is fully under the sea level, and all underground structures of reinforced concrete and steel are watertight. The facade of the building continues the clear, harmonious and uniform classical edifice of the city that begins from the Esplanade Park and extends through the Market Square to Katajanokka. The facade solution for this both technically difficult and historically sensitive site is based on a double structure. The new building is closer to the harbour's district, and the materials follow that hierarchy. But facade materials are still supporting the context and the built national heritage. Here we are using, as Selina mentioned, finished natural stone, glass and light-toned metal cladding. The carbon footprint was considered as well when exploring the materials. Sensitive site with difficult requirements set by climatic conditions as well as the historic cityscape led to the solution where the building's wooden facade and structure is revealed behind the protective glass layer. Site very close to sea, so low frequency ship noise, salt water and wind load exposure category 0, highest possible, set up the demands for facade. Double layer facade solved the challenging issues: outer glass layer with ferro oxide-free glazing, manually ventilated air gap of approximately 400 millimeters, triple glazed openable interior windows for maintenance and clearing, all simulated and laboratory tested structures to fulfill demanded values. So, final solution is visually very low-tech and simple. The outermost protective glass layer, natural stone and aluminium, connects it to the surroundings. The outer character of the building is the result of the interplay of these two layers, the appearance of which alternates the light conditions throughout the day as well as the 4 seasons. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anto Kaunen, merci de dire quelques mots.
Last but not least, few words from Stora Enso's point of view. I will be rather short with my words, but nevertheless, Stora Enso has a long history in forestry. We are the renewable materials company with more than 700 years of history deep in the Nordic forests. This building is a great example what our wood products can enable in the built environment. And this is a great showcase of products and services that we are able to deliver in large-scale projects such as this one. Altogether, Katajanokka Laituri consists more than 2,000 individual bespoke wooden elements delivered by Stora Enso. It combines actually 2 of our main products, CLT, cross-laminated timber that comes from Gouyen, from our Swedish CLT mill, and then LVL, that is laminated veneer lumber that is used on the column and beam structure of the whole building. LVL comes from Varkaus, Finland. Third product we have delivered is called FX Dura, that is used on all 700 windows of this building. It's the window fixture on each window that show the beautiful views, of course, from the building. This building is a great example of low carbon construction compared with an alternative materials. These materials reduce the emissions 35% even before the building was taken in use. On top of that, we have the massive carbon handprint, which means that 7,600 cubic meters of wood that this building contains is storing 6,000 tons of CO2. And that 6,000 tons is a relatively large number. It is equivalent to the operational emissions of 50 years that this building is emitting. So it's a large impact. All in all, the building is based on our standard Silva kit of parts, solutions that we provide globally. mostly in Europe, but also to overseas. We have solutions that are pre-manufactured applications, can be used in different building typologies. We have solutions on walls, floors, stairs, and beams, and this building is a beautiful example how to combine those in a mixed-use building like this office and hotel complex that we are presenting today. We deliver more than 2,000-3,000 projects per year to France and to globally. Part of that to France, of course. We have concepts for different building typologies which explain the use of these products for different building types that you typically have, no matter if it's a school, an office, a mixed-use building, or an industrial building. We have the solutions to combine the best combination of these kit of part solutions. Briefly on Katajanärlaituri still, we also provide services like the digital twin for the installation, for efficient installation at site. Every element is having a QR code which enables the installers to read it and install the element into the right location into the right time. The building was erected in 5 sections, and it took 170 truckloads to deliver this massive frame on all the 2,000 elements to this building site. Building was modeled with a 3D model, or actually with a 4D model, where you have, of course, the traditional 3D model and then the time scope as well. And the time was completed, or the frame was completed on time, actually 2 days above the planned schedule. But I would say in the big picture, it was absolutely fabulous achievement from the whole team to erect this building in a seven-month time period. You see some of the details where we are prefabricating the column and beam structures so that we have also steel parts embedded, included at the factory. We are adding coatings, treatments on top of that, on top of the LVL structures here, and LVL is beautifully left exposed in these beautiful structures. You see some of the 2-story high CLT walls erected and taking place in the harbor at the early stage of the construction. And next I would have had also a video, but I will not take it through to you at the moment. I can tell you that it is a beautiful landmark, which is of course a subject of pride for our company to be located in a building like this, and also to invite people, customers, decision makers to see it themselves, how it is to build with massive wood in a big building context like this. And this video you can come and see at our booth, for example, so we don't take it now.
In the heart of Helsinki, Stora Enso's new head office is a perfect example of a sustainable, renewable future. Using
Okay, I guess we are done with this presentation. So on behalf of the whole project team, I want to thank you for the award. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup.
Yeah. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much. Congratulations again.